Well, it's Sunday. It's Mama Beth, and I'm out on my balcony. As you can see, we've had to move the tomato plants up here. Let me move this around. Here, look, you can see we've got some little maters when we were on vacation last couple weeks. Those blooming deer, even though we had sprayed and we had people coming by, I guess where the dogs weren't here to race them off, chase them off, they nibbled. So we've got some little ones on these tomato plants, but they're blooming again, and we'll have some before long, hopefully before the end of the summer. And I had to top the geraniums, and they'll be back blooming again in the hanging baskets. But as you know, if you've been following along, we are on our third contractor for just the flooring and the backsplash. Now, it took 2 contractors to get the kitchen counters done, but it's now the third that we're trying to get the damn flooring done. And then the lady who is painting never called us back, so my hairdresser also does side jobs, and she will be painting my kitchen. At least I can trust her to show up. She's the most reliable person that I've ever worked with since we've been here. I don't know what it is. People don't want to show up to work. The economy's booming, and I guess everybody's got too much work to do. Too much money to be had, and too easy to get it, so it makes it hard to get people to show up. And everybody's having the same trouble, so it's not just me. But anyway, there's money to be had if you're willing to work for it. But I wanted to talk today. I have something on my mind, and as usual, you all know, when I come to make a video, I have a plot and a plan and something to say. I hear this often, and I've been hearing this since I started doing videos and since I've gone on other people's panels. People are like, "Oh, you can't say that. You're a professional. You're a professional. You're a psychologist. You're not allowed to have opinions or feelings, or you can't say that because it's not right. Blah 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 bullshit." I'm just going to tell you right now, I am as much of a feeling, opinionated, thought-provoked human being as anybody else is. When I'm in my office, when I am with a person who is paying me to help them through their problems and their difficulties and help them unravel whatever situation they're in, yes, I'm on the clock. There are times I'm on the clock and I keep my opinion, my personal opinion, not a professional opinion, but a personal opinion. That's when I keep that to myself. I have a professional opinion. That's what they pay me for. Okay? That's what I have gone to school for. That's what I have trained for. I'm there to help them and help them understand why they feel a certain way, how to handle different situations, how to cope, how to change the way they react, the way they act, so they have a healthier life, so they handle things better. That's my job. In my personal life, I can have all sorts of opinions. Just because I'm a mental health professional doesn't mean that I don't have opinions on things like politics, people's behavior out in public, people's behavior on social media, interpersonal relationships, friendships. I have gained friends and lost friends just like everybody else. Sometimes it's their faults more than my fault. Sometimes it's my fault more than their fault. Do I make mistakes? Yes, I absolutely do. Do other people treat me in ways that I don't find correct? And I'm like, okay, we're done. Yes. And everybody has the right to do that. You do not have to accept bad behavior or bad treatment from anyone. I don't. You don't. And I am no more or less than anyone else out here. I'm doing my best to live my best life. So, when someone comes at me and says that a conversation that I had, an educational conversation, and yes, Corey, this is about you. I found what you said extremely offensive. I was talking to another YouTube creator, and we were talking about the rate of HIV contractions, the rate that people were getting the virus, and different groups of people, straight, gay, bi, different races, different socioeconomic backgrounds. And yes, I said white, black, Hispanic, age groups, and all of them. And I said that one of the age groups, actually, there were two age groups that were increasing in HIV. They were becoming positive faster than we expected, and one was young black women and middle-aged, heterosexual, white men and women, recently divorced. Okay, why was this? And we were discussing it, and it was an educational discussion. There was nothing racist about it. First of all, I included this was kind of scary to me because, I am, of course, married, but my friends are in the, 40 to, I included, it was like 45 to 60-year-olds. They were divorcing and they were hitting the dating scene, but they didn't get the message that condoms were not just for birth control. They kind of missed that message. They didn't think about being at risk for HIV because they were straight. They were having sex, in a heterosexual environment. And they didn't need birth control because, they were past the point of pregnancy, they thought. They were having sex with people who were, past menopause or they'd had vasectomies. So they didn't get that message that they needed to use condoms all the time. And they're contracting HIV at an alarming rate. And we talked about that for quite a while. Then I said, and young black straight women were contracting it. Why? Because the culture was black men were having sex with multiple women. And it was transferring the virus from one young black woman. And this was like age 15 to, I believe it was 28. It was increasing at an alarming rate. And the whole message behind it was use condoms. Know your partner, get tested, use condoms. There was absolutely nothing racist in it. And it was to black men too. Hey, use a condom, wrap it up. No glove, no love. And it was a very educational stream. There was nothing racist about it. And, we went back to statistics. I gave websites, so people could go back and read them themselves. And you had the nerve over a year later to say, you're racist for saying that it was black women. No, I'm not. You're racist for thinking that I shouldn't include them. What, I should just leave that out? I shouldn't educate everyone? We shouldn't have the discussion with everyone? That's racist. And I'm offended. And you owe me an apology. And then you're going to put my name in your title because there was a shooting? Why? Because I advocate for everyone to carry? Now, I send up prayers for every victim that was shot in El Paso yesterday. That was a horrible thing. But you're going to use my name and your title, what, to get you views? Because I am a proud gun owner and I advocate for gun safety. And you know what? In a Walmart, they sell guns. And they took that boy out, didn't they? And by the way, that asshole that shot those people and killed those people was a neo-Nazi. I have nothing to do with white supremacists or neo-Nazis. So fuck you, Corey. How dare you lump me in with that? How dare you? You need to get your shit together. You know what? Go back and play with Uni or whoever you need to for your fake outrage every day to do your little videos. Oh, I'm angry about this, and I'm calling out somebody's lies, and this lies, and that lies, and all this stuff. Get some content because you're on my nerves. And you know what? Everybody can say what they want about everybody else, but you coming at me, I'm tired of it, and I'm not going to put up with it. And if I have to come after you because of the shit you're saying, you're always a victim, you're always angry about something or somebody. You know what? Stewie was right from the beginning about you. And you came at me saying, how come Kiki can say the N-word? And, but you got mad at Bombshell, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It was because of the way it was said and the manner it was said. Just like Stewie has said all along, and you don't get it. And you know what I found offensive? When you said the N-word 3 times with a hard R, just to piss him off. So you're race baiting just as much as anybody else is. And yeah, it makes me angry. And that's why I have no respect for you anymore. All right, now let's go on to the next one. Last night, Captain Napkin, of course, had to go on after our stream. We were all on panel with Pirate, and we were talking about that bull that was going on yesterday. And yes, we all know that they skim off the top. Good luck, Tammy, getting that money. you know, oh, it's just so pitiful. She has to stuff T-shirts in the floor of a trailer. Well, if she didn't knock holes in them, she wouldn't need to, would she? And trying to make Shannon out to be some kind of a bully. Shannon's not the one that's on stream for 8 hours at a time harassing Tammy, is she? No. And then Janie wanted to get in the middle of it, and I'm being accused, as a mental health therapist, she said some horrible things about Janie's mental health. You know what? Janie works herself up. Janie wants to get in the middle of this, and she wants to get wound up and, scream and shout and holler. You know what? If Janie was in Shannon's place, Janie would have already lost her shit. She got upset. What I said last night, I meant every word of it. And I'm not taking any of it back. Janie, Shannon, Tammy, all of us, we all have something that we deal with, our mental health issues. We're responsible for ourselves. Tammy knows that she has mental health problems. She has medicine there. She chooses not to take it. Why? Because she gets your attention when she doesn't take it. She walks around in her yard, and instead of taking care of herself, she works herself up, and she gets views. She gets money sent to her. She gets sympathy. If y'all want to give it to her, fine. But you know what? If you were her real friends, you would be encouraging her to get help, to take her medication. You wouldn't be throwing money at her. And yeah, we all heard her say twice that she sends Lisa her pills. Twice. Yes, we heard it. She said it, and it's been recorded by many people. Lisa, you might want to get on that. Your husband is a pharmacist, and that's illegal. So, say what you will. But it was put out there. And then you have a fundraiser for her. Why? To shut her up? And Janie, what I said last night was that you got one phone call and somebody was telling you, and I said it was wrong at the time. I said it should never have happened. You got one phone call from some idiot telling you to harm yourself, to kill yourself, whatever they said. I did not hear the call. I was not on the call. I had nothing to do with it. But you went slap off. Okay, from one phone call. Okay, granted, you were in a delicate mental position. Okay, you were not healthy at the time. All right, but one phone call sent you screaming and crying, and you went inpatient. Okay, I was sympathetic to you, and I said at the time, whoever did that ought to be ashamed of themselves. That you don't do that. I took up for you. I stood up for you. But Shannon has been harassed by Tammy for hours and hours and hours, all day long, for weeks and months. And you all are egging her on? And somehow that's okay? Come on, girl, you know better. You all know better. And then Pam's trying to say, Tammy's been victimized by Shannon. I think not. I think it's the other way around. How much is Shannon supposed to take before enough is enough? I mean, who could take that? I couldn't. And I'm not medicated. I have no mental issues, but for real. Tammy's on the going, Shannon, freak, all day long. Could you take it if that was your name she was doing that with? Could you stand it? I couldn't. And we've got the recordings. I know she takes them down, and you're all going to try to say, but Shannon should be the one who should just bow down and take it. No. Shannon's had death threats from that woman. She's been threatened with CPS. Tammy's threatened to show up at her door. She's doxed her. I mean, how much is Shannon supposed to take? For real. You all need to catch a clue. If she was doing that to you, Janie, could you handle it? I mean, one phone call set you off. Pam, Katie called, for a wellness check to get you off the phone, and you had fodder for how long? You went off, slap off. Called Katie a liar and everything else. Katie proved that exactly what she said. She had to get the 911 call, remember? Remember that? You know, you've gone a little nuts yourself over things. So before you go damning Shannon and praising Tammy for what a wonderful human being is, maybe you need to put your name in Tammy's mouth like Shannon's name's been and see if you could handle it, because I don't think you could. I think you all want to act like you're saints and martyrs, but you're not. You all are winding that woman up. And granted, she's not taking her meds. We know where her meds are going, Lisa. She already said it. Maybe you all ought to back out of this and tell poor old Tammy down there in her trailer to maybe go see her doctor and start taking her medication and getting some help if you were her real friends. Because that's what I would do. If I had a friend that was behaving that way, that's exactly what I would do. I'd be on the phone with her going, please, go see your doctor. Please, go talk to them. This is not healthy for you. You're walking around in circles in your yard and you're talking nonsense, and your speech, we hear it. You're not happy, you're not healthy, and you're going to have a stroke. If not a heat stroke, some other kind of stroke. Her husband has cancer. We don't know what her son's doing. But this woman is not happy, and you all are making it worse. You're making it worse for her. It's not Shannon making it worse. Shannon's reacting in a means to protect herself and her family. You all are making it worse. And you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You're grown women. And that's what I said last night. And that's what I meant last night. And Janie, you can say that that you didn't know what was happening on your own stream with the call-ins and, you know, telling people to F all the way off and all that stuff. Come on, Janie. Were you in some kind of a alternate state of mind when it was happening on your channel? When people were calling in 2 and 3 times to tell me and my friends to F all the way off? Because if you were, then maybe you need to go see someone too. Otherwise, you're just a really bad liar. Okay? Because I know what happens on my streams. Everybody I know that streams, we know what happens. We know what happens in our videos. You know, if you're going to do nasty, mean, hateful things, you need to remember them because they will be brought up. Nothing disappears on the internet. You need to remember that. I do. I've been called to account for the things that I've done in the past. But then again, I can go back into the past and redeem myself with the truth. Truth always wins out. I was asked that last night. If you were watching Pirate Stream last night, somebody said, what do you do if someone keeps coming at you with lies and they don't listen to the truth? I said, you keep telling the truth. Because the truth wins out in the end every time. The truth always wins out. My grandmother's told me that all the time. The truth always wins out. Never stop telling it. No matter how many people keep coming at you with the lies after lies, you keep telling the truth, you'll be all right. And that's my moral for the day. That's my lesson for the day. I hope you take with you. Tell the truth. Because the lies will catch up. They'll be shown out. We can bust out a lie in just a couple minutes. But the truth will always stand. Now, I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. This is my Sunday sauce. And pretty soon I'll be back in my kitchen as soon as I can get in there and start cooking. And for all my friends, I love you. You love you. You have a wonderful day. Bye.